Hello and welcome. Today, we will be covering how to perform vendor changes on rent table payment terms within Nakisa Lease Management. Our system provides the flexibility to easily make vendor changes throughout the lease duration, ensuring that the rent payments and terms are always aligned with the current vendor. Hi, I'm Tracy, a contract administrator. My role involves abstracting and efficiently organizing data within the company's systems. Today, I'll show you how to create a contract version to make vendor changes in Nakisa Lease Management. I'll begin by viewing the vendors associated at the contract level. Then I can create a contract version to perform my vendor changes. Finally, I'll show how to view the vendor changes in the scheduled payments. Now I will start by accessing my contract and viewing the vendors associated at the payment term level. To begin, I'll access the Nakisa Lease Management landing page. From there, I'll navigate to the main menu and select Contracts. On the Contracts landing page, I can easily view my existing contracts at a glance. I'll click on my contract to access it. Once I open my contract, I am redirected to the Contract Identification form, where I can view and manage all the relevant contract details. From here, I'll click on the Rent Table tab. On the rent table, I can see a payment term with a monthly amount of $2,500 from January 1st, 2024 till December 31st, 2025. I'll click on the Context menu to view the details. On the Rent Details page, I can see the payment information and my vendors. Here, 2 vendors are associated to the payment term with a maximum of 100% payment split across all my vendors. Next, I'll show how to create a contract version and perform vendor changes. Now, I need to make vendor changes starting from March 2025 until December 2025. From the same contract page, I click on the Create Contract Version option, which opens the Contract Version pop-up. In this pop-up, I'll complete the necessary details for the new contract version, specifying the changes in vendors for the desired timeframe. Once I've filled in all the required information, I'll click the Save button to create the new version. Once the contract version is created, it generates a draft version of the contract without affecting the existing active contract. This allows me to make changes or updates while maintaining the integrity of the original contract. To modify the payment term, I use the Context menu in the Actions column and select the option to edit rent. In the Edit Rent pop-up, I update the Date To field, changing the end date to February 28, 2025. This adjustment reflects that the existing contract with the 2 vendors will end on this date. After making these changes, I click the Save button to apply the updated payment terms. After saving the changes, I can see that my rent table terms have been successfully updated, with the Date To field now reflecting the new end date of February 28, 2025. On the Rent Table form, I click on the plus button next to the Rent Table, which opens the Create Rent pop-up. In this pop-up, I'll complete all the necessary details under General Information and Payment Terms. For this new payment term, I'm setting up a base rent payment of $2,750 per month, which will be effective from March 1st, 2025 until December 31st, 2025. Once the rent details are defined, I proceed by clicking on the Vendors section. Now, I'll use the Attach option next to Payment Split to add 2 new vendors. After adding the vendors, I assign 100% ownership of the payment split across the selected vendors. Once the vendors and ownership details are configured, I click the Save button to finalize the changes. Once the rent table is updated, I can proceed to approve the contract. To do this, I use the Context menu next to the rent table and select Approve. This finalizes the contract details, ensuring that all terms are set and ready for further processing. Once my contract has been approved and activated, the existing draft contract status is updated to active, signifying that the contract is now in effect. Meanwhile, the previously active contract status is updated to inactive. Next, I'll show how to view the vendors associated to the payment terms in the Scheduled Payments module. From the Context menu, I'll click on Scheduled Payments to open the Recurring Payments section. In the Scheduled Payments module, I can view all the associated payments for the contract duration from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2025. In the recurring payments section, for the payment period ending on February 2025, I can see the vendors associated with this specific payment term. Next, I switch to March 2025 to view the updated vendor associations and ownership details for this payment period. The system reflects the changes made to the vendor assignments and the ownership distribution, ensuring that all updates are accurately captured and visible. This allows for a clear understanding of how vendor responsibilities and payment splits are managed across the contract period. Thank you for watching.